Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. This is Richard from WELSHYTECH, and today we have a new product from Thermalright. This time it's the Trofeo Vision 360 ARGB in white. This has an almost 7-inch screen. Okay then guys, so something exciting just come. This is the Trofeo Vision. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. But this has a massive, almost 7-inch screen. So let's have a look, shall we? Okay, so first of all you get the user manual. This will just tell you what's included. It will also tell you how to install it for Intel as well as AMD. So there's the AMD there. Now, there is the screen. Look at the size on this. This is absolutely humongous. Look at the size on that beauty. Look at that. That is huge. Big screen. So we get into what comes in the box first. Now it is very premium, I will say that for Thermalright. They really are trying to get things more premium. So as for what's included, it looks like it's all the stock retentions. It comes with thermal paste, all the mounting brackets you need. That's awesome. They always come with all the cables and stuff that you need as well, so that's cool. As for this, I will get the AIO out and we'll have a look. Okay, so from the looks of it, as you can see, the fans are one single piece, which is cool. That is the top of the block, which isn't removable, unfortunately. There's the base. Now, the pump is 4-pin, so I'm glad that Thermalright are doing that. As for the connectors, they are standard ARGB as well as 4-pin PWM. Now, these fans are some of their premium fans. These are very good quality fans. And how you install the actual what you do is you go like that, and it's magnetic, as you can see. That is cool, but this is also adjustable, so you can adjust it to however your case is, just in case you do have a problem with clearance. Now, as for the overall specs, now the screen, this is a 6.86 inch IPS LCD display. It's magnetic, it's also adjustable, you can adjust that. Now, as for the overall resolution, this is actually quite high for some. This is a 1280 by 480 resolution. That is quite actually wild. That is cool. So, as for the water block, this by here dimensions 187 by 96.8 by 102. The pump speed is 6400 RPM with a 4-pin connector. The radiator is a 403 millimeters with a 120 by 27. So yes, it's a bit thicker than normal radiators. The fans are the model of these fans are the TL-UB36W. The dimensions are 360 by 120 by 25. That's the thickness of the fans. The RPM is 2150 RPM with a airflow of 69.3 CFM. The start pressure is 2.87 millimeter H2O with a noise decibel rating at 28 decibels. It is a 4-pin PWM. It is a SFDB bearing version 2 with an RGB support at 5 volts. As for CPUs, what this does support, it supports AM5, AM4, LGA 1851, 1700, 1150X, 1200, 21 square, and 2066. So that's everything it supports, and we'll get to everything, the installation, the software, and the overall look. So let's get this on the test bench, shall we? Okay, so for the installation process, you're going to need these 4 standoffs that do come in the accessories. What you want to do is place one there, place one there. And the best thing about these is you will know which way it goes up, because the AMD or the AM4 logo will be showing up on top. So just like that, you place those there. Now, you do get the brackets, which will be here. You get 2 brackets. These work for AM4 and AM5. and then you get 4 screws. So what you want to do is take this right here, like this. They will go this way, like that, like that. Now you are going to need, or I would say, having a magnetic screwdriver will definitely help. So what I'd suggest first of all is just doing this. Screw it in. You don't need to tighten these down very hard because they will just bottom out. That's one side done. Now this side, it's the opposite. So like this, like that. Then you place it down. Get a magnetic screwdriver like this, like this. Like that. Okay, so that's it for the brackets. Now let's get into the installation. Okay, so this is how this mounts. It will have the Thermalright logo, but there, which is on the side. Now you want to place it down just like this. Both sides, you want to screw it down, but first we need thermal paste. Same thermal paste I use for all testing. This is the Polymer Therm X10. So what you want to do is, now obviously application is going to vary. It depends on what you've read or watched, but generally a line in the middle will be your best bet for AMD and Intel. I'll just get the excess there. Okay, so now, like I just said, what I'm going to do is grab it, place it one side like that, and one side there. What you're going to do is thread one side a little, thread the other, and you will feel when they've started to thread, you will feel it because you'll start to feel a bit tight. It'll start to tighten down. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of force, and the best thing about these this installations from Thermalright, it will just bottom out itself. Don't try and over tighten it. Once it stops, that's pretty much it really as for that, and that's pretty much it for the installation. Okay, so what you want to do is this. There's the header there, that's the cable, and the headers are marked USB on them, see them? Now, you want to take it where the USB is actually showing, put it down, like this. Put it down, cable manage it, and I'll show you how to do it with the screen. Now, as for the screen, this is the end of that USB cable. So, you will see it, which is obviously a Type-C. What you do is just connect it through the Type-C, like that, once it bottoms. Best thing about this is it's magnet, so as soon as you put it down, it will just automatically magnetize, and that's it for the screen. Now let's get to the cables. Okay, so this connector by here, that is a ARGB connector. So what you want to do is take this connector by here. This will be for the lighting, for the fans, as well as the or just the fans, but see, it's got a pigtail. So you take this, where you see the arrow, you press it, but you just pull it there, and you push down. It will just seat on these little pins, and that's it for that. Now, CPU and obviously the pump. Now, motherboards are varied because it depends on where they're actually located, but this one here is for the CPU. As you can see, CPU fan. This one ends the pump. Now, this one will say pump on the header, which is above it, right there. Pump fan. So you just connect it there, 4 pins. Even a 3-pin can go there, so you don't have to worry about that. And that's it for the installation. This is the Trofeo Vision 360. This is the fans at 50% fan speed. Can hardly hear it at 50%. Same thing, but 100% fan speed. At 100% fan speed, they are noticeable, but they aren't the loudest fans ever. Okay, so this comes down to the software. Now what I'm going to do is I will put it up by here so you can see what is changing while I'm doing it. Now this does come with multiple themes. Now it is on theme 1. If you click theme 2, or you go to this by here, this will change everything. You've got a number of different modes. They does come with a lot of presets as well. I will say that the software is very easy to use. You can actually adjust everything quite easily. Everything's quite customizable. And then when you go to, that's the online theme. So when you go by here now, this will be the gallery. Now this will just change the background. So you'll see the different types of backgrounds it does. It does take like a few seconds, and this software isn't the best by any means, because it does have some issues where I think Thermalright need to really need to try and stop all the problems, because as you can see, that's quite of a delay just to change that. But if we go to this by here, me go blur it. Okay, never mind. I mean, changing it is quite simple. You can actually stop this. You can just go to the main settings by here and just turn all of this off if you wanted to. But let's go back to this by here now. This is the gallery. It does come with a lot of different backgrounds. These are all animated ones, or there are pictures for it. The pictures would be down by there, so you can have a single color in the background. This is a lot better than what it was before with the other ones, like the Male Vision and stuff, the Elite Vision. The software has definitely improved since. They've definitely changed how the backgrounds and stuff work, but the main issue I have with this software is the bugginess. There's thousands of comments on Reddit just about the overall software. Now, yeah, it's really easy to download, it's very easy to navigate, but the problem is it's very buggy, which a lot of people will actually say. Now, see that delay? There is a delay. Now, when it's running, it's fine, but usually when you're trying to change the video over, it's a very major delay. Now I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but you know. Now by here you can load GIFs or GIFs, or however you pronounce it. You can load your own images on it. You can even play videos. That would be a GIF or GIF, however you pronounce it. You can adjust everything. So by here now the sun, by here where it says the day, you can adjust that. You can adjust that. Just take these off like this, which is very easy, and then you're just left with that. But you can add stuff as well. See by here on the right side, you can adjust it. You can actually put temps, usage, the clock speed, the power, everything. Basically, even your storage as well, even your network, your GPU, the fans. The overall software is quite easy to use, but like I did say, it's got some problems with the overall bugginess of it. Now, yeah, when it works absolutely amazing, but it's rather difficult when it comes to the bugginess, because it does have its own issues. But other than that, you've got a lot of presets, and this software is very, very customizable, and for what you're actually paying for, it's actually good for the price. Now, whether you agree, that's up to you, but this is the software, and the software is very easy to navigate and very easy to customize. So when it comes to the test system, it is my AM5 platform. It's an AMD Ryzen 9 7900. It's got 32 gigs of DDR5 from APS. It's got a MSI B650 motherboard. It has an RX 7800 XT. It has a 1000 watt cooling power supply, and it is housed in the BQuad Shadowbase 800 FX case with 4 140 Lightwing fans. Okay, so when it comes to the room temperature, so I did have the room temperature at 18 degrees, and it did go up to 20 after testing. Okay, so when it comes to the overall benchmarking and thermals, it's exactly the way I always do it. It's the same tests and the same testing methods, 50 and 100%. Now, for the 50% fan speed, the CPU power draw was 167 watts high with a low of 150 watts. The CPU clocks were high of 5.4 with a low of 5.1. As for Cinebench R23, the idles were 35 with a max of 86. Blender Pavilion, idles 35 with a max of 85. Blender Classroom, idles 35 with a max of 85. And 3D Mark CPU Test, idles 35 with a max of 83 Celsius. That's for 50% fan speed. Okay, so for 100% fan speed, the power draw at high was 162 with a low at 155. The CPU clocks are high at 5.4 with a low at 5.1. Now, as for Cinebench R23, the idles were 31 Celsius with a max of 84. Blender Pavilion, idles were 31 with a max of 82. Blender Classroom, idles 31 with a max of 82. And 3D Mark CPU Test, idles 31 with a max of 76 Celsius. So, what I'm going to put up here is another graph. It's going to be a graph showing how this performs against the other ones I have had off Thermalright, like the Elite Vision, the Mjolnir, and the, well, any ones I've done with screens, I will put that in a graph right here. So what you will probably see is the max temperatures, that means 100% fan speed testing methods that I've done with this particular CPU, which is a Ryzen 9 7900. And just so you know, they are run exactly the same way with the exact same benchmarks and exactly the same testing methods. I don't change that, but obviously you're going to see from the graph, this one is definitely up there in terms of the thermals. Okay then, so if we were going to actually hit or knock off an actual checklist of what kind of AIO someone would want. Well, one, price. I think £129, absolute bargain for what you're actually getting. Two, you get the biggest screen I've ever seen on an AIO, almost 7 inches long, and it's absolutely nuts. Three, it is a good performing AIO. The performance as well as the thermals are very, very good. And 4, that's going to be my last one, it looks absolutely amazing. Now, as for the downsides, well, the software is very buggy. This, I will be having a word with Thermalright. They do need to manage the software a bit. It's a little bit laggy, and sometimes there's at least a 5-second delay from transferring the background images or even videos. And I've read reports on Reddit, there's hundreds of comments on this explaining that they're having issues with the Thermalright control center. So I will be having a word with them personally. I will be asking them to have a look at the software and to see if they can get their engineers to give the software a once over, make sure that it's stable for the consumer, because that is what I am here for, to make sure you guys are getting the best out of what you're buying. So, do I recommend this? Well, yes, because of the overall price and for what you're actually getting for the money. £129, that is, yes, it's still a lot of money for some people, but this, for what you're getting, I think it's one of the best valued packages, because you can't get a screen this size for this kind of price point. This is why Thermalright are absolutely killing the AIO as well as the CPU cooler market. But also, they got cases coming out and they've already got power supplies. So, yeah. But look, if you want to buy one of these, specifically in the UK, I will leave a link down below. Go check that out and buy one. Use my link. It gives me a hit back for putting in the work and telling you everything you need to know about this particular AIO. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe. I've got absolute tons of stuff coming. I've got the Ugreen NAS I'm working on. I've got NVMEs. I've got DDR5 coming. I've got 2 Lee and Lee builds. I've got one that I still need to do. I've got absolute tons of stuff here. Water cooling, which is a hard line. So make sure you subscribe. And as always, this is Richard for WELSHYTECH. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and week ahead of you. Goodbye.